What have I learned over the last couple of days? What did I learn overnight? Just being able to sleep on it. Um, and what did I learn from the internet? One, um, this is actually hard. I think from what the internet is telling me, like this is not an easy skill. So just being nice to myself might be good. Like it was the the internet told me it could take 30 to 50 videos just to feel comfortable on camera, which means that I'm not even going to start making decent videos until 30 to 50 videos in. So that's why it takes maybe a year for people to start making okay videos. And then I'm sure YouTube has some kind of protection against randos jumping onto things, and if there's no links or whatever, just people dumping stuff and then hoping that it goes well or whatever. So I'm fighting multiple things right now, and it's only been a week. So there's no part of me that thinks that I would have any views by now at a week, right? That's not even close to what I was thinking. What I'm fighting with right now is my own iterative cycle, and just the fact that this is genuinely difficult. I've learned a lot of lessons so far. I've learned um, I don't think it's anxiety. I said in one of my previous vlogs, I think it's anxiety. I think I'm just anxious. I think it's just practice, literally just practice. Trying not to say right, because I'm like, we do this and that, right? Trying not to say right, trying not to say trying not to say those things. Just being more calm, being more okay with this. I took a little bit of time to play some games yesterday, and I watched this guy. He was just playing a game, but the way he was talking to the camera was so smooth. It was just buttery. He was just talking to the camera. It was just flowing really, really well. It's like, I want that. How long has he been doing this? For him to get that, for heaven's sakes, it just sounds buttery smooth. 20 years. He's been doing this 20 whole years. I I just saw that 20 years and I'm like, and to boot, as a gamer, he's sitting there doing this for hours and hours and hours and hours, just hours of being on camera. Not on camera, but just being on voice. I don't know if that's a word or not, but and the number of hours that he was on he has been on voice or on the mic is so long that it's ridiculous. It's insane. And so of course he's going to be buttery smooth. Of course he's going to enunciate really well. Of course it's going to be super super smooth, right? He's just going to be relaxed because that's what he does all day long. He's on this he's not on camera, but he's on the mic. He's talking to people. He's posting stuff that's important. He's posting stuff that's valuable. And so, yeah, I think I need to be a little bit nicer to myself. Well, I, I still need to review. One of the key points was if you just review with bad habits, you're just going to review, or sorry, if you just put volume in and you just keep putting volume in and volume in, you will create bad habits. So you don't want to create bad habits. You want to pound out those bad habits as much as possible so that you're speaking efficiently, speaking effectively, and trying not to do the bad habits that, okay, one bad habit I have is I don't look at the camera. And it's just because I'm nervous. And yeah, I'm looking away. And that's just because my confidence isn't there. And I think it's really intimidating to look at the camera like this. But I need to start looking at the camera. I need to start doing that more and getting better at this. That's one habit I can break. Another is write. I like to talk and do things right. Another habit that I can break is very very basic habit to break though. It's a lot of pressure. Like when you're there's like a lot of pressure to when you're looking at the camera. I don't know what it is. There's like this. I feel like this sense, this like pressure in my forehead right here, and it's obviously it's psychological. I don't know what the psychological aspect of it is, and oftentimes when I'm trying to explain something a lot to somebody, I'll close my eyes like this, and that will help me just calm down a little bit and be able to flow better and talk better about the thing. I can get better at doing the same thing while looking at the camera like this so that people will understand me better and have a better way of listening to me. I like these vlogs though because they're super low pressure. I'm not expecting anybody to watch them. I am posting them because I want people to see what my experience is like, maybe in like 10 years. But yeah, I this is hard. This is genuinely difficult, and I'm having a little more grace for myself. Oh, there was one thing that I was thinking about that I had a thought. I had a thought last night, and I don't remember what it was. But the really nice thing is, I think I want to lean into the Creative Commons license, and I want to lean into some of this content having that Creative Commons license and being on the just going through the door and just talking to the camera about some of my thoughts about it and just go through, talk about those. Maybe I just even reduce down and just say, hey, I'm going to read through and talk about some thoughts that I have on some of the Dora capabilities. They're meaningful to me, they mean a lot to me, and then just go through them. And that way I don't have to think of a script. If I have a nice thought that I can work on it. If I have if I have a more complicated concept like the abstraction, like the isomorphic patterns, I can talk about that, but I'll have to take a step back from just reading it or just going through the door capabilities to do that. It does help to look at this because the camera is super intimidating. Okay. It's amazing how I can see every little imperfection on my face, and then especially with my lazy eye, it's just like it's it just like it's there, and I feel anxious about it. But the one of the most valuable things I think to this is just working through your insecurities. This is therapy, okay? This is also just therapy. Let's just be honest. This is also just therapy. Okay, see you in the next vlog.